Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video,
Quick question, yo. Which one of your parents are most likely to cheat first?
My father, I ain't gonna lie, you heard? My father, you heard me get a draw, you heard? Legit.
My dad,
Why you say that?
he be with girls every single day. My mom doesn't know. It's like he got like 5 girls at home right now, probably.
Father,
Why you say that?
happened before.
Huh?
Happened before.
How did it happen?
I don't know. I was 8.
Shit, my dad. My dad. Hell yeah, my dad. My dad.
My pops.
Why you say your pops?
I don't know. He be chilling. You feel me? And my mom, she kind of a housewoman. Feel me? She don't like going out too much.
None of them, because they married. If you really,
You being innocent or you staying out of this? Like which?
I'm being innocent.
My father.
Why you say that?
He a dude. He a cheater.
So Mom Duke's just innocent.
Yeah. All she do is sleep. She'll be outside.
yeah, I haven't seen so many boys grown up and, emulate some of the things that their fathers did because they don't understand how it affects their mothers, right? Now, the second boy in there, you can tell that, it hurts him. He doesn't, like what his father is doing. He's not happy about it, but he knows that this is what his father is doing. Now, what I don't like about this whole situation is when he gets a bit older, what is going to happen is these men convince these young men, some of them, not all of them, convince them that this is how men behave, okay? Or boys will be boys, this is normal. It's a normal thing for men to do. So they also grow up thinking, oh, to be a man, this is what I'm supposed to do. Right? I'm supposed to have I have a wife and have so many different women on the side. The number of times I've heard men, grown men, adults, talking about, oh, they being aware that their fathers were cheats and they growing up and understanding why their fathers were cheats is mind boggling. And it's like, how do you understand why your father was a cheat? Did you hate your mother so much that you sided with your father? Or you have grown up and you've also become a cheat, so now you're making excuses for your father's behavior, right? You realize that your father hurt your mother, right? But now you're older and you're taking sides with your father. And most guys who say and do things like this, ladies, stay away from them. If you're dealing with any guy who talks about his father's infidelity to the point that he's talking about, oh, I understand why he was like that. And don't get me wrong, he's a bad dad. He's bad. Okay. He shouldn't have been doing that. Right? But he did it. And now you're supporting him because you're going to be behaving the same way as he did. But most guys do know. Most boys know, but they don't tell their mothers. That's another thing. They never snitch on their fathers. Do you know why? Because they're scared of their fathers. So they keep their mouth shut, right? Because if they keep their mouth shut, their fathers will treat them a little bit better than they used to treat them, if you know what I mean. It reminds me of that Love is Blind episode. I think I saw it on TikTok as well. I didn't watch that season, but there's this guy who was telling this, I think his name was Clay. If I find it, I'm going to insert it here.
I did grow up with my father, and how I seen cheating as a regular thing. The fact that my mom and dad were best friends, but my dad still unfortunately, he was still cheating, Infidelity was a thing, and my dad would take me with him to some of his infidelity trips. And then, it's just tough. I didn't even realize, I never told my mom. I keep that inside. Till this day, my mom doesn't even know some of the trips that I went on with my dad. And I love my dad. My dad was a great father. So I don't want anything taken away from him being a father, because he supported me in everything he did.
About how his father would take him on his cheating trips and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's how they start teaching these young men like not to value women, not to respect women, treat women like shit, right? Because they don't care about them, and then they transfer that mindset onto their sons, right? I'm sure that guy, a lot of people were saying he's narcissistic just like his dad, and to be honest, I didn't watch it, so I don't know exactly what went into that. I just saw a clip of it. So these things affect young men, right? It affects them, and most of them, they don't know any better, right? And so when they talk about single mothers create broken homes, I'm like, you are not the role model that you were supposed to be. You are not being a father to your children. You are not teaching your boys to be better. All right, you were teaching them how to mistreat women. And she had the balls to leave, because if she didn't, she's going to sit there and continue accepting your disrespect and disregard towards her. So you created that broken home. She just had the balls to put that on paper. But anyway, let's get into some of the opinions of others with regards to this topic. And I'm going to come back and talk some more, and leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you.
So if you have not yet seen this very, very chaotic video, DK interviews all of these different children and asks them which one of their parents would be more likely to cheat. And, they say whether or not it would be their mom or their dad. Okay. And I preface this by saying, guys, I love the kids, but there are two children in particular who I have questions.
My name DK, bro. Yo, quick question, yo. Which one of your parents are most likely to cheat first?
My father, I ain't gonna lie, you heard? My father, you heard me get a draw, you heard? Legit.
That child is not a child. That is a 45-year-old man in a 11-year-old body. Children are like drunk adults. They will never tell a lie.
My dad.
Why you say that?
He be with girls every single day. My mom doesn't know. It's like he got like 5 girls at home right now, probably.
This baby just seems so sweet. He just seems like such a sweet kid, and it's such a shame that he will no longer have a father.
That says it all. Clay is speaking to his experience as a black man. I'm a black woman, but I've seen other people on this app. I just saw a girl who was Latina saying the same thing, that, her father cheated on her mother, and she and her sisters took it so personally. Like, you broke up our family. Why weren't we good enough? Why didn't you love us enough to be faithful? You cannot be a good father if you are hurting someone's mother. And you can hear it in Clay's conversation, even though he's making the argument, I don't want to take anything away from him being a good father because he was there. I think because so many black men aren't involved in their children's lives, the ones who do the bare minimum of being there for their child think that they can get away with murder. And a lot of people give them a pass because it's like, oh, well, at least you're there. And I can say this because I have a father who's amazing. He and my mom have been married almost 40 years. I think it'll be 40 years this year. High school sweethearts. And in addition to being an amazing father and husband, he's faithful to my mom, only has children with her. So you don't have to settle for the bare minimum. And it actually is offensive to me when I see black men and women defending this as normal and like a win. Well, at least he cares. No, he doesn't care, because if he cared, he would be faithful to you. He would be showing his sons that it is nothing to be faithful to one woman. It's what you're supposed to be doing as a bare minimum as a man. And look at
this is why when men be talking about like, oh, you need a man role model in the house, you need a male role model in the house, you need a man to teach a man how to be a man and all this stuff. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Yeah, it would be great to have healthy, healed men in the home, but most men aren't healthy and healed. And I know this is just a video. I'm not saying like, this represents all men or anything like that. But I do find it funny that the thing that these young men and young boys are saying is it reflects what the numbers say in society. It's the thing that we all observe. The person that's most likely to cheat in a relationship is a man. They're saying about their own father. Some of them have openly admitted, yeah, my dad did cheat already. My dad's currently cheating. My mama don't even know right now. Currently right now. Right? So that's the thing that that's like what is so disturbing about this stuff. Is like, you guys think that you can hide this stuff from your kids. And I think that's why men oftentimes are like, so they really want to be in the home, right? And they think that they can hide this part of them from their sons or from their daughters or whatever the case may be. But the kids always find out. They always know, man. They always know. And they see you for who you are. You can't hide that. You can't hide it well enough from them, right? So if you're not a healed whole human being, you should probably stay away from them until you are, right? It's really sad listening to these boys talk about this, because you could tell on some of their faces, it was like a realization, like, you know, they hadn't really thought about it, but being asked the question, they were just like, damn, yeah, it is Pops. And you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of that going on. So that's this is like, if you ask this question to 100 other boys, they would have very similar responses. It would be their fathers. The boys are like, yeah, the person most likely to cheat is the man. The person most likely to cheat is my father. They don't know no stats. They ain't been on TikTok. So what is the excuse, man? They're lying too. They're lying too. It's just their experiences with their one father. Like, that's all it is. Like, at what point the kids are saying it, the women are saying it. Like, we all know, man. We all know we got to do better.
One thing people don't think about whenever they cheat on their spouse is if they have a family with them, they're not just cheating on the spouse, they're also cheating on their children. And though they didn't marry the children, they married their spouse, but they have a marriage and a family all together. And so by default, they are cheating in the marriage and cheating on their children as well. And if you are the one that has cheated, I'm not trying to put you down, but hopefully, you know, shed some light and give you different perspective that a lot of healing needs to be done with yourself, with your spouse, and with your children.
Yeah. Most of these men do not understand how cheating affects their sons and their daughters. And when I was talking previously, I was talking about most boys will know that their fathers will cheat and they will not tell their moms, because when girls find out that their fathers are cheating, their mouths run. I don't know. I've not encountered a situation where like a young woman knew that their father was a cheat and their mother didn't know about it. Right? But there are some girls like that who side with their dad. So, but in most cases with women, they tell their moms. I told my mom, and I know a few friends growing up who did the same with their dads, right? That's what I'm saying. But when it comes to boys, it's hard for them to talk and tell their moms like, oh, I saw daddy doing this, or daddy was this and that. You know, they'll keep their mouth shut because the dads will kind of convince them that this is what men do and there's nothing wrong with it. And when he grows up, he's going to understand it, right? And the outcome of these things are, you know, the creation of two different versions of men. The first group of men will be like, because of the way my dad treated my mom and how it affected her, I will vow not to do the same thing to my partner when I grow up. I believe in this day and age, I am describing a unicorn. You know, a unicorn, but they are there, right? The men who saw their dads cheating and decided not to cheat and will never cheat on their partners. Those unicorns, they are out there, but I've not seen one yet, okay? But they are there, right? They're just a handful. And then there are the rest of them who will be like, yeah, my dad did it, you know, because women are bad. You know, they will continue what their dad said, you know, was the right thing to do. They're just going to follow in the footsteps of their fathers and mistreat every woman that comes into their lives. Most of them don't settle down till they are in their late 40s and they have no one. That's when they decide to settle down. But even still, when they do settle down, they'll end up cheating with multiple women. So you end up creating men like, the Fresh and Fit podcast guys who keep preaching about men should have multiple body counts and so on and so forth, who convince men that all women are cheats and so on and so forth, just so that they can sleep better at night, knowing that they mistreat women, right? So I said what I said. You guys be better role models for your sons. Right? If you want to stop this broken home narrative and single mothers this and single mothers that, stop cheating. Stop cheating. That's all. Stop cheating and start treating the women in your lives with respect because it impacts your sons. And stop convincing the younger generation of men that this is the way of life, because your life is not an example to emulate. And you know it. All right. So if you can't stay committed to one woman, do not get married. Do not settle down. Just go about and play till your late 50s, 60s. That's up to you, right? But don't create a family when you know that you're not going to stick to it. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions about all of this. And one more thing, the times over here have changed. So my timing will be a bit different from now on. Please bear with me and my timing. I was thinking of posting a bit earlier, but I'm not sure if it's the same time all around the world. You know what I mean? So I'm a bit all over the place. I'm not sure, because if I post earlier, that means that it will be too early. And if I'm not sure what is going on, but I'll be 1 hour later than I usually post because my time has changed. All right. So yeah, that's what is going to happen. But anywho, Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves and leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Bye.